Good afternoon to one and all. Magandang hapon, selamat siang, and xin chào. A warm welcome to our series of Transform to Thrive Agile webinar. My name is John Lim from ST Engineering Urban Solutions, and I'm honored to be your host for this webinar session. At ST Engineering, we've been privileged to visit many global cities, which are plagued by many challenging issues. One very common issues faced by these cities are none other than the congestion issues that are weighing down on these cities. In today's session, we will be reviewing some of the key challenges of growing cities and how they can tackle and navigate through the challenging landscape of urban mobility. Now, before we get started, I want to emphasize that this session is very much dedicated to you. And if you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to raise them by clicking on the Q&A button, and our panelists will see to it that they get answered. And for those we weren't able to answer due to time constraint, we will address them and we get back to you after the sessions. We want to assure you that Dr. Chong will take on as many questions as possible within the hour. Now let's have a look at the agenda for today. In today's topic, Dr. Chong would like to share with us some of the very interesting coverage. We'll touch a little bit more towards the ST Engineering overview. For some of you who may not be familiar with ST Engineering, we also talk on a bit more on the ITS visions since 1995, Singapore mobility highlights, ITS journeys. On today's topic, navigating through the changing landscape of urban mobility beyond Singapore's borders. And subsequently, we'll end with a Q&A sessions where your answers or questions will be answered. Now, let me take this opportunity to introduce our speakers for today's session. Dr. Chong is currently our Vice President for ITS Architecture in Mobility Businesses of ST Engineering. And Dr. Chong has a long accolade of awards. In fact, he holds several patents and published numerous technical papers in areas of advanced traffic management systems in ITS. He's also a frequent speaker in major ITS conferences around the world, as well as he's been involved in a lot of what we call the ITS programs and consultancy surveys in various cities and countries around the world. Now, without much ado, I would like to hand this time over to Dr. Chong. Dr. Chong, please.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are. Okay, yes, I'm Chi Chung here. Thank you, Jonathan, for the introduction. Okay, what I would like to do in this session is to share with you some of the experience that we have encountered throughout our ITS journey since 1995, and then how we evolve our ITS solution and development together with the authority at different stages of the urban mobility development. During different times, there are different needs and different challenges. Okay, so before I start our ITS journey, let me just give a quick introduction on ST Engineering, especially what we do for mobility for smart city. So very quickly, ST Engineering was established since 1967 by the then independent Singapore government, and subsequently it was listed in the Singapore Stock Exchange since 1997 with the headquarters in Singapore. So today, we have a strong international presence around the world, and this map shows our offices and subsidiaries in major cities, offering especially smart city technology to our customers in different countries and cities. So today, we have about 25,000 employees worldwide, with 2/3 of them is in the engineering and technology roles. So let's come to what do we do in terms of smart city. So for smart city, we provide solutions to address connectivity, mobility, security, infrastructure and also environmental needs of the city. So today in this webinar, what we would like to focus on is to talk about our ITS journey for smart mobility, especially in the road sector. Okay, what ITS has to do with a smart city? I would say that a smart city is the city that uses technology to provide services and solve city problems. So among the different components of a smart city, an efficient, safe, and sustainable urban mobility is a cornerstone of any successful smart city. So, and ITS is the key enabler for sustainable urban mobility. Okay, let's look at this slide here. This is we started our ITS journey, our ITS, so-called our ITS business back in 1995. At that time, we started to dream and develop our ITS vision, as you can see in this slide here. And I would say that today we have accomplished most, if not all, that we envisioned more than 27 years ago. Okay, let me now review and let's talk about some of the statistics we have today in Singapore, as well as some of the city in around the region. Okay, this is a study by McKinsey a couple of years ago. The chart here shows the top 10 city urban mobility ranking. So this ranking is based on 5 indicators. They are the availability, affordability, efficiency, convenience, and sustainability. So here, based on the study, Singapore has achieved the highest total score among these indicators. It scored the highest for affordability and also scored reasonably well for efficiency and sustainability. As most of you should already know that Singapore has a very affordable and efficient public transport system in the city. So this slide here shows what the residents think about the mobility. So meaning that the resident satisfaction. So as indicated by the blue and orange light here line, you can see here, it highlights. It shows the resident satisfaction in terms of the current situation and the changes that has been made to the city mobility. So overall, the residents are mostly satisfied with the mobility situation, except that some of the concerns, including the affordability of private transport, which this is coincide with the objective of the indicator here. This concern about the affordability of private transport is mostly the result of the authority deliberate car limiting policy that including relatively high vehicle tax, a certification to own a vehicle, as well as congestion charging that you need to pay in order to go into the city. Next, let's look at some interesting statistics in around the city in the ASEAN. So what I have highlighted here is the comparison between different cities in ASEAN in terms of the congestion ranking during peak hour. So I have highlighted Singapore as well as 5 of the cities that had the highest congestion level, that including Jakarta, Bangkok, Manila, as well as 2 of the Vietnamese cities of Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. These 5 cities, according to the study, has, well, I would say, the more congested situation during peak hour. And the chart also show you the vehicle growth rate for this city at below here. And you can see, unfortunately, this city also has one of the highest vehicle growth rate, and that could pose a significant challenge for sustainable congestion management in the future. So let's look at the next slide here. Okay, this slide shows the aspiration of the resident to buy vehicles within the next 5 years. Again, for the same 5 cities we highlighted earlier, also has one of the highest percentage of residents who plan to buy vehicles in the next 5 years. Okay, next we will start our journey, ITS journey, and then review how we develop various ITS solutions to address the different needs, mobility needs at different times. So this slide here show you a very high level of our ITS development trend and focus over the years. So we started at the early days, since we started the ITS journey, the early day ITS development and focus were mostly infrastructure reliant, meaning that they are heavily infrastructure based, and with the main focus to improve operation efficiency. For example, the implementation of a GPS-based taxi dispatch system in 1997, that is to improve operation efficiency of the then taxi fleet operation. And also from the authority, the implementation of ITS projects such as the EMA system, which is an ITS system to manage traffic incident and mitigate traffic delay, and hence improve road network efficiency and capacity. So subsequently, after implemented various ITS systems, which is mostly at that time they are all operated in silo. So we started to integrate this isolated system to allow better interoperability and interface to provide seamless operation between the different systems and hence improve productivity. Subsequently, greater emphasis were placed on data collection, analytics, and the availability of the relevant information on the move, and also to share how we share this information with the different stakeholders. And at the later stage, which is we call it new challenges, where we start to see new mobility challenges together with some of the persisting challenges that we need to address. And also at the same time, we also there is also various emerging technology such as mobile devices, artificial intelligence, big data, V2X communication also provide us the opportunity to create new solutions or services to address these challenges. So in the next few slides, I will review and discuss in a bit more detail on some of the key selective ITS systems that has developed along the way at during the different ITS development stages. Okay, we know that in Singapore, to reduce traffic congestion during peak hour, Singapore, the authority has implemented several strategic ITS system and policy to reduce traffic congestion and during the peak hour, and this including the vehicle certificate of entitlement that you require to purchase before you can own a vehicle. Also, the electronic road pricing system where driver will need to pay a fee in order to enter the CBD area. And these strategies are effective to reduce congestion during peak hour. However, in the event of a traffic incident, for example, an accident as shown in the slide here, this incident could result in severe traffic congestion that could last for hours if not managed properly. And of course, this incident cannot be mitigated through your electronic road pricing system or your vehicle entitlement certificate. So, study has also shown that this kind of incident, which is non-recurrent, it can happen anytime, can contribute to up to 60% of traffic congestion in the city. So it is an efficient management of this kind of traffic incident become very critical to keep our road network congestion free. Okay, so in 1998, we started to implement the first EMAS project, which is the expressway monitoring and advisory system along the expressway, with the main purpose to manage traffic incident efficiently to reduce traffic congestion as a result of this incident. So this system made use of various sensing and communication technology supported with artificial intelligence decision-making process to help operator to manage the route network and to ensure minimum delay due to traffic incident or event. So as you can see on the right here, there are several key components in this system that including the control center operation, where operator will make use of the various technology to monitor traffic on the road, as well as to respond to traffic incident, and also to communicate with other incident response agency. And other component in the system, including the recovery vehicle team, emergency response partner, surveillance system, and also very importantly, a system that able to automatically detect incident, and also of course also the variable message sign that is for the dissemination of traffic information to provide advisory to driver on the road. So all in all, independent study has shown that the system enable a faster clearance of accident from an average of 32 minutes before such system is implemented to down to 17 minutes when it's operating under the EMAS system. So this kind of fast clearance of accident result in several benefits. This including saving of more than 30 million a year due to the reduce of traffic delay. And from the environmental standpoint, reduction of carbon emission from 22 tons to less than 8 tons for any minor traffic accident. And socially, it also improves safety and provides travel experience to the road user. So from another aspect, if you look at the travel speed on the expressway, which was studied from the year 2005 to 2014, you can see Singapore population actually increased by almost 30%. Likewise, the car population also increased 29%, but our road network only increased by 11%. Yet we are able to achieve peak hour speed, increase of the peak hour average speed on the expressway. Okay, this is the a news coverage of this during the time. Now, at the private sector, the private transport operator, like a taxi operator, they also started to use technology like the GPS-based fleet management to improve their fleet operation, as well as to improve their customer service. So in 1997, we implemented the first GPS-based taxi dispatch system for then the Comfort Taxi company, which was then one of the largest land transport company in the world, with a fleet size of more than 15,000 during that time. So today, this system to continue to serve our customer and provide at least 45% reduction in time for your taxi booking service. So in a way, it improves customer service level for the operator. Okay, this one show you a news cutting that time where someone has compare and to assess the performance of the different taxi operator, and you can see here Comfort and City Cab Taxi has able to achieve one of the best overall performance through the study. So over the years, this GPS-based fleet management also expanded to be adopted by other fleet operators that including the AA service for emergency recovery, the emergency tow truck on Singapore Expressway, as well as the transport fleet for the Ministry of Defense. So in a way, any fleet operator will require such a system to improve their operation efficiency. Now, going beyond operation efficiency that is enabled by this kind of ITS system, over the years, the authority has implemented a whole bunch of ITS systems for various applications and purposes. So this system, however, were mostly implemented and being operated in silo. The full potential of this system are not fully exploited due to the isolation nature of this such operation. So by integrating this silo system together under one single platform, we should be able to operate the different systems under one unified operation and user interface, and it not only allow interoperability between the systems, but it should also improve efficiency and productivity. So in the mid-2000s, the Land Transport Authority implemented an integrated operation platform, or we call it iTransport Land, for the integration of the up to 11 ITS subsystems and several external agency systems, with the purpose to provide a unified operational platform for the island-wide traffic management and operation control. The iTransport provides the operator a single unified interface and operation platform to manage the island-wide traffic through the interoperated ITS subsystem and interfaces to other external agencies. As you can see here, some of the benefits it achieved, for example, improvement in incident handling time, accident clearance time, improvement of congestion, mitigation of traffic congestion, as well as provide a unified platform that the operator can be trained very quickly to use the system and start to operate and manage the city traffic. So this one shows some of the improvement for various operation efficiency. Now, going beyond this infrastructure-based ITS system, we also started to pay more attention on how to leverage on information to enhance our mobility. For example, by providing accurate and timely traffic congestion information to driver can help to ease traffic congestion, as driver can choose a different route and then away from the congestion gridlock. So in how we ensure comprehensive, timely, and reliable traffic information. So the Traffic Information Hub, or we call it TI Hub, was adopted to process, analyze, and store information obtained from different sources, both internally and externally, in order to process and analyze and combine this information to provide a unified information to the different stakeholders. So to the public, this process information can be disseminated through different media, for example, through the wearable message sign, the traffic information portal, mobile app or mobile app, the message sign for parking guidance, as well as some of the multimodal travel information via mobile apps. And also for the dissemination of traffic information and advisory to the driver in specific through the roadside wearable message sign, artificial intelligence like the expert system was also adopted to help to generate the right messages or advisory to be displayed on the VMS depending on the location of this BMS sign with respect to the location of the traffic incident. Now, going beyond the operation efficiency and information sharing ITS solution that was adopted to address the different mobility needs, we also continue to leverage and explore new technology to address some of the existing as well as new emerging mobility challenges as we are facing today. So as you can see, one of the persistent mobility challenges that we continue to face is mainly due to the limited land that we have on this island, because we need to compete the land use with other sectors, including housing, sea and airport, commerce, industry, as well as to conserve our park to allow us for a better quality of life. So in addition to these persistent challenges, we also face with new challenges. So these are, for example, the changing commuter expectation and norm, especially the young one today. So their desire for more freedom of movement, they want more connection, faster, more comfort, mobility, and also most importantly, they are now concerned about the impact to the environment. So over the recent decade, or especially in the last 10 years, we have seen a dramatic growth in the technology. So this technology give us the opportunity to explore new solutions or services to address the challenges we just talked about earlier on. So Singapore ITS is a society that includes the Land Transport Authority, the different ITS industry stakeholder, as well as the institute that come together to help to pave the way forward for ITS development in the city. So with these new challenges that we discussed earlier on, Singapore ITS has come up with its own ITS version that is to move towards a more connected and interactive land transport community with a well-integrated and sustainable transportation system. So this is a smart urban mobility of the future where people and transportation system can be seamlessly connected, interacting through innovative and also with the emerging ITS technology. So, okay, so this shows you the 4 focal areas that has been identified, to as a direction for the development of ITS in Singapore to address the new challenges that including that can be including the informative, where high quality of transport information is to adopt high quality of transport information to meet diverse needs. And second, the interactive, to enhance traveler experience with a smarter interactivity. Then thirdly, assistive, towards a safe and secure roadway environment. And lastly, green mobility for a sustainable and environmentally friendly ITS. Okay, now I will also highlight some of the key solution or projects that has been implemented aligned to this direction. So for the informative, for taxi operation, we work with our customer to analyze using big data to analyze and to predict the traffic the taxi driver profile so that you can improve the take-up rate of any taxi booking. For example, when you want to book a taxi, you traditionally they will broadcast this request to the nearby taxi driver. If one of the taxi driver pick up the request, then the booking is confirmed. But now the problem, if they send the request to the nearest taxi, that particular driver might not be interested in the job, so he will reject the request. And this routine will take up, and if this happens a couple of times, this will take up more time, and then the customer will have to wait longer. So using big data analytics, we are able to be selective and choose the driver that is most likely to pick up the request, and so that to shorten the booking time for the customer. So this is how we make use of big data analytics to improve this customer commuter journey experience. So leveraging on big data, we also leverage on big data to help to ease the transport issue in Singapore. For example, the one of the project, Fusion Analytics for Public Transport Emergency Response System, or we just simply call it FASTER program, is leverage on big data to help improve transport planning, emergency response, and situational awareness. So it actually combines various information, including your EZ-Link card data, which is a smart card when you make payment, when you take public transport, and also video analytics, where they will analyze the passenger around perhaps the MRT platform, and also through the telco signal, through your handphone, knowing your location, your movement. They are able to predict and analyze the commuter movement. So any potential emergency can be detected or anticipated, so that they can make the appropriate response. So the other focus area, which interactive, that is to enhance travel experience with smart interactivity. So you know that in Singapore, one of the key policy to reduce traffic congestion is to reduce usage of private car and to attract public transport ridership. So the key strategy to attract public transport ridership is to improve service quality for the public transport system. So an advanced fleet management today not only need to improve the efficiency of operation, but it also has to ensure service quality, and this is becoming important. So this is what we call it performance-based bus fleet management. So the purpose of this performance-based management is to ensure, for example, reliable bus arrival schedule, reliable public real-time information. So the objective of this concept is to provide a high-quality travel experience for the commuter. So, and our latest focus in terms of bus management is one of the projects together with the Land Transport Authority, where we developed the common bus management system that allowed the authority to manage more than 5,000 buses in Singapore. So the interactivity technology allowed the authority to monitor the performance of the bus, and hence keeping the service quality to an acceptable level. So in addition to improve services for the public transport commuter, smart car park solution using technology such as mobile apps and other emerging technology, including mobile payment, EV charging services, etc., can also be adopted to improve parking experience for the driver. For example, ticketless and convenient mobile payment, and also providing parking, and which also provide parking and transaction report to individual users, and easy search for parking lot availability and charging rate, etc. All this interactivity provide user driver a very enhanced experience for the enhanced parking experience. So for the car park owner and operator, a cloud-based smart car park management platform will allow a unified management for all car parks, and which can significantly improve their operation efficiency, unified management, as well as to simplify their parking tariff management and control. So using big data analytics, we can also provide additional value-added services, for example, to predict car park lot occupancy prediction, to provide and then providing a dynamic pricing strategy based on car park demand prediction, optimize your season parking allocation over a network of car parks. So in the last few years, in 2020, we also, together with the university NTU, we also deployed we call it a barrier-free smart parking system to allow for the whole campus parking facilities in the university. So this system provides but better parking experience for the driver with faster entry and exit. Since there is no barrier, so the entrance and exit is much faster, and also we adopt a mobile payment which make it convenient for the user. And for the owner, we also, based on a cloud-based smart parking management system, we provide them a unified management platform for monitoring and management of all the campus car park located at different locations around the island. So this car park system deployed for the university has also since received various news coverage, as well as also being awarded the best IoT project in 2020. So next, assistive. So as part of the assistive strategy to provide alternative transport to meet the diverse needs of the community, we also address some of the mobility challenges we are facing today. For example, shortage of labor in Singapore, and also to improve road safety. In 2014, the Singapore Authority launched the Singapore Autonomous Vehicle Initiative, or we simply call it SAVI, to oversee and manage autonomous vehicle research, test bedding, and the development of application and solution by industry partners and stakeholders, and position the city-state at the center for AV development. So in 2020, according to one of the KPMG report in autonomous vehicle readiness index, Singapore was ranked first in the report to be ready for deployment of autonomous vehicle. And this is, as you can see here, this is mostly attributed to the effort and commitment from the various stakeholders, in particular the supporting policy and registration put in place by the authority, and of course the high level of consumer acceptance from the public of such alternative transport option. So as part of alignment to the future mobility and address the new challenge, ST Engineering collaborate with Transport Authority, Research Institute, and industry partners to provide autonomous vehicle solutions to meet the unique mobility needs of different cities. As shown here in the slide, in partnership with local transport authority and Sentosa Development Cooperation, the first on-demand autonomous shuttle bus public trial on Sentosa Island was launched in 2019. So this autonomous bus provides on-demand shuttle service for the tourists and commuter on the island. And with the mobile app that was developed, it allows commuters to book their ride. Then these rides can be hailed at kiosks that were set up along the shuttle route. So various other autonomous bus services trials were also conducted in different locations and cities since the last few years. So Olive is the autonomous vehicle monitoring and evaluation system, a platform that evaluates the readiness of autonomous vehicle for public use. So this is also a platform that was developed in order to support the development of the AV industry in Singapore. Okay, as part of a green mobility strategy, we also we also provide services including the vehicle electrification service to convert combustion engine vehicle to electrical vehicles. And also, as you know, more and more electrical vehicle coming onto our road, we will see that EV charging is becoming a natural fit as part of a modern smart parking services. For example, if you visit a shopping mall, you can park your vehicle at the parking facilities for a couple of hours, and then you can use this parking time to get your vehicle charged up. As you know, EV today is not like filling up your petrol tank, which is almost instant. It takes a while to charge up your vehicle. So EV charging and the parking facility services become a natural complement to each other. So now let me quickly just to give some overview what we do, how we continue our provide our experience and to our different city based on what we experience in Singapore. This chart here shows the solution that we have developed, deployed in Singapore, how we carry forward to other cities. And then one example is the Advanced Traffic Management System, or we call it ITS 2020, which is implemented for the Dubai Land Transport Authority, where the system is deployed to manage the citywide road network, which is to provide an intelligent system to automate the whole management process. So some of the key innovative in this ITS system, including we make use of various artificial intelligence to help the automation of the management process. For example, we make use of artificial intelligence to automatically detect traffic accident on the road by taking in information from different sources, including sensor, crowdsourcing, taxi fleet information. So with this data input, we are able to predict if there's an accident happen on the road. And also the using expert system, it helps operator to generate a response plan for any accident on the road, and also with this traffic prediction capability, we are able to predict the traffic state in the near future. For example, can allow the operator to see what will be the traffic light in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. That allows the operator to anticipate what is coming and what kind of action they should take. Okay, other deployment also including we manage a province-wide highway system for the Yunnan province in China, where we manage and monitor and manage up to 26 routes highway on the province, and with this setup of a multi-tier command center to manage the province highway network. And then other things like we also the smart car park solution also being deployed, tested out in other cities like the Yangon city. And also another example is we also use the intelligent fleet management system to help manage the fleet in the Clark cities for the Clark City CGM bus management system. So this is about what I would like to share with you guys today, and then it's about our journey since 1995, and then how we acquired the competency and then how we share this solution with different city. I think that is come to the end of my sharing. I will hand it back to Jonathan, and then we can continue with our Q&A session.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Chong, for your in-depth sharing. Yeah, in fact, as they say, right, in Jakarta, you measure the economy by its traffic. But as you can see, with too much heavy traffic, it can be counterproductive to its economy as well. Now, I suppose with regards to such intense ITS solutions that ST Engineering is offering, maybe I'd like to throw the first question to Dr. Chong myself. Quite frankly, given all due regards to all the traffic challenges around the world, what sort of solutions that you think, from a holistic approach, of course, whether ST Engineering is capable of offering to the ASEAN cities in Southeast Asia? Is there a very specific methodology in terms of solving such traffic issues, or there are guided kind of procedures that we need to make aware to all these different cities that we approach? What's your take on this, Dr. Chong? Yeah.
Okay. I'm afraid I have to tell you that there is no one solution that can fit all cities. So it really depends very much on the nature of the city. But I have to emphasize that we do, I mean, over the years, we do work with different cities together with the authority, different stakeholders to analyze the situation. And then we do come across different challenges that different cities met. For example, a lot of cities like to reduce the traffic congestion, maybe through the use of congestion charging, road usage charging in the CBD area. But yes, this is a very effective solution. But then we have to remember that there are challenges to make such a solution. For example, politically, whether is it acceptable to the public, to the people who may be affected by this solution. And also, if you implement congestion charging, you have to provide alternative to the people who willing to give up their vehicle, but you need to give them an alternative, meaning that you need to provide adequate public transport system. So in a way, there is no single ideal solution can solve any traffic congestion in any city. It has to take into a multiple solutions that come together, not only now, but also in short term, medium term, and long term. Long term meaning that you need to think about how you plan your land use, so that you don't put all the traffic heavy activity together in the CBD area where you attract a lot of traffic. You need to plan your land use properly together with the transport need. Right. So in a way, my quick and short answer is there's no single solution, but fortunately we do come across since we work with different cities, we do understand the different needs, and then how we can best based on the experience they have. So we should be able to work together with the authority to address the different needs.
I guess it makes a lot of sense, Dr. Chong, because as you can see, most of the cities that we come across around the region does have its own very niche challenges, and each city has a very different set of traffic problems, so to speak, and the dynamics in terms of some cities, particularly in the affordability versus the comfort level of the traffic transportation system, is always on a balance between the two. It happens all the time. Okay, so maybe I'd like to move on to some of the more interesting questions that's floated by our attendees. I think this question comes from a gentleman who mentions that do you think that road pricing is the way forward for demand management? Is road pricing a good solution for traffic mitigating traffic issues? Yeah.
Okay. In fact, what we discussed just now is answer part of the question, I believe. And then the question asked whether road pricing is the way forward to manage your demand of mobility. Answer is yes and no. And which provide effective and fast results. But again, the challenges we need to face is what we just talked about, the public acceptance, and then also you must have an alternative for the commuter, and also then the other part of the answer is road pricing is one of the options, but not the only option. You need in the long term, you need to manage your land use, which I also discussed briefly just now. You need to manage your land use. You cannot continue to build your economic activity within the CBD, and then because your economy can continue to grow, but your road cannot continue to grow because there is a limited land size in your city. So you need to manage the land use, not only the demand, but also the land use. Right. And for example, one of the popular concepts is the transit-oriented development, where it's a new concept where they concentrate all the activity together with the mass public transport station, so that people will reduce motorized transport. Instead, they can walk from their home to their employment facilities, etc.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Chong. Okay, we have another 8 minutes to keep within the hour. So I'd like to, in fact, I saw a couple of questions which is very intriguing. So I'll try to pick one or two that's really relevant within this 8 minutes for Dr. Chong to answer. So for those that I can't or we can't answer you, please rest assured that we will come back to you with answers pertaining your questions. In fact, this session is recorded for your access later on as well. So you can refer back to some of the answers that we've given you. So one question is very much raised by a gentleman called George Wong. George, thanks for the questions here. In fact, I think this is also the same question I'd like to pose, particularly about hydrogen, more green than electric vehicles. If taking batteries and energy source of electric vehicles into account, what is ST ambitions on hydrogen power? Do we consider hydrogen power as something that's extremely green in that sense? Yeah.
Okay, I might not be able to answer for this for ST engineering in this aspect, but I believe this is a matter of which technology you want to choose, whether hydrogen is more greener than EV. I would not comment on this one, but I think in the long run, looking at the bigger picture, EV is gaining more popularity, and then I think in this aspect, but whether in terms of which one is greener, which I would not have an answer for that.
Okay, right. Thanks for that answer, Dr. Chong. So there's a gentleman called Faisal. Faisal, your question is, which particular solutions or module ST Engineering can offer for urban traffic management? Yeah, Dr. Chong.
Okay, urban traffic management is I would say is a very general term. If we could zoom down into the specific challenge or problem statement, that will be easier. And I think typically like a congestion, which is a typical challenge many people like to address. So like we mentioned earlier, what we can bring to a city for urban traffic management, in particular for congestion, is not just one IT solution, but we can identify what are the IT solutions that can help. And not only the IT solution itself, but also what are the policy, what are the long-term plan you should consider in order to achieve sustainable transportation development.
Right. I think that's a good answer too. Now, there's an anonymous question here, but I think it's very good questions here, Dr. Chong. I think it addressed quite a fair bit of urban traffic issues. How will STE systems solve the changing landscape of urban mobilities where cyclists, especially food delivery cyclists, uses our road with other vehicles without having gone through highway code lessons and tests, and to be involved in increasing situations of near accidents and worse. In recent cases, of course, in news, there was in fact fatal. So I think this is something which has happened in an accident format of a food delivery guy. Do you think we can mitigate such delivery issues? Yeah.
Okay, if you're talking about overall policy, which I'm not in a position to comment. I mean, even I think the Land Transport Authority of Singapore also having challenges in this aspect. But if you're talking about ITS, what ITS can help to mitigate, of course, there are solutions, there are technology to help to, for example, to detect whether the cyclist is they are driving or riding on the right path, or where they are speeding, etc. All this there are technology to help to assist. But in the overall policy, I think there's no simple answer for myself here.
Yeah, I think that's true too. In fact, I think there are a lot of policy makings involved in this in order to avoid such fatal issues on the road where more food delivery is being carried out by the cyclists. Okay, because of the time constraint, I'd like to pick one last question. Frankly, if you don't pick your questions, please be humble with us. we will try to answer all of them through online back to all the gentlemen here. So I'll just jump right down to the very last questions from Melville. I think Melville, you asked a very good question, which I find is actually quite relevant. What sort of strategy would you suggest for third world countries to efficiently improve its urban mobility? Is there any specific strategy itself that we should implement in order to cater for this urban mobility efficiency issues here?
Like we discussed earlier, there is no single strategy or single policy or solution can solve any of these problems. But some of the typical and effective policy solution which has been proven, that including putting more emphasis on your public transport system, and then also in the long term you should effectively manage your land use planning together with your transport need, so that you don't clog the city with all the traffic activity. So these are some of the key considerations. First of all, improve your public transport, and also to ensure your land use is adequately planned out together with your transport authority. Whereas other factors limiting the traffic onto the CBD area, there are many strategies that has been tested, and some to a certain extent effective, some are not. For example, good usage charging, or your license plate number coding based on your license plate coding. All these are part of the solution that need to put together. Yeah.
Well, I think in a nutshell, to answer Melville, I think what Dr. Chong is saying is that please give him a call and he will come down to solve your problem in that sense. Okay, in that sense. Okay. Well, I guess let's take the last one, Dr. Chong. I find that this question is particularly on parking alone. A lot of growing cities encounter rampant motorcycle issues as well. Maybe perhaps either like Vietnam, loading and unloading on the roadside, the curbside. Frontage parking. Any views on how some of this ITS can help solve any of the motorcycle issues that's illegally loading itself on the curbside? What can we do about it here?
Okay. Yeah, we do come across such a problem also when we work with like you mentioned, some of the city in Vietnam. We also there are requirement also coming to us to address this problem. Frankly, we do not have a one size fits all solution, but it's really start from enforcement. So I think the one of the first questions should be, what is the effective enforcement to be carried out in order to avoid such a illegal parking at the curbside. So this again, these are challenging questions and tricky and challenging questions. So I think we should think of the solution from the enforcement point of view.
Okay, Dr. Chong, I have to stop you there because we have come to the hour itself. Thank you again, Dr. Chong. I really appreciate your insightful sharing today and lots of ideas for us to mitigate the traffic issues around the region. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate the time and session today. Thank you, Dr. Chong. And we look forward to seeing everyone very soon. Have a good day ahead and have a good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.